It is Saturday morning here at the home of the Emilia-Romagna Formula One Grand Prix as we welcome you to round 5 of the 2025 Italian F4 Championship, presented as ever by WSK Promotion. Hello and welcome to Imola on a slightly overcast morning here, ready for the first of 3 races here this weekend, the 12th season of the world's most competitive junior motor racing series. The president of WSK Promotion to the left of your screen there, Mr. Luca Di Dono, together with Raffaele Gianmaria. And here is the scene down in pit lane as we get ready for race 1 over 30 minutes in just a few moments' time. The 5th of 7 rounds for 2025, qualifying taking place yesterday evening. Gabriel Gomez, pole position for both races 1 and 2. That's later on this evening. And Alexander Bondarev, the young Williams rookie, takes pole position for race 3 tomorrow morning. It is the final race before the summer break, just a few moments before the start. Cars still down in pit lane, part of this ACI Racing Weekend. 39 cars on the grid for the first race of 3 here this weekend. Slightly overcast. If we are to believe the Apple iPhone weather app, we can expect a thunderstorm roughly halfway through this race. But for the moment, the breeze is blowing. The sky is still blue. There is the threat, the risk of a thunderstorm, certainly for race 2 this afternoon. Qualifying yesterday, Gabriel Gomez taking pole position, and we spoke to him after he did so.
Qualifying was just amazing now in Imola. Unfortunately, I had too much traffic in Q2 and didn't manage to do a good second best lap. Anyway, the team did a really good job. So I just need to say thanks to them because the car was mega into quali. We worked very well every free practice into quali, and we showed the results now into quali. I'm very happy with all the work, and now we need to keep pushing for the race. I think before we need to see how it will be. We will do our maximum in every condition, and we will try to bring the better results as we can.
Yeah, I thought it was quite good. We already saw in FP2 we had quite a bit of pace, so I was quite confident coming into quali. Q1 was a bit unlucky with the red flag. I think we could have done maybe a bit closer to P1, but still P2 in Q1 was a good result. And then, yeah, a shame to be 5,000 off pole in Q2, but still, pole for race 3 is a really nice result. It shows how much progress we made over the year. Like, we've had quite a bad season so far, and now we can finally turn it around.
Gabriel Gomez, pole position for races 1 and 2. Alexander Bondarev, pole position for race 3, who was actually punching the steering wheel in absolute frustration. He missed pole for race 2. Very hard on himself. The now Spanish-based Ukrainian Williams Jr. missed pole by 0.005 of a second, but starts grid 1 for race 3 tomorrow morning. The cars come out onto pit lane as the green flag flies. Let's go down to Laura Cola, who's speaking with Raffaele Gianmaria.
So the last appointment before the summer break, how is doing the season so far?
So the season is going well because we are here after the race weekend of Mugello, and in Mugello, in particular in race 3, we had the race for the first time from the beginning of the season without any safety car, so without any neutralization. So it's good. It means that the drivers are obtaining a good result, are put in place all the teaching from Scuola Federale and from the race official. And also after Mugello, we have been to Paul Ricard for another Formula 4 race, the E4 Championship, with some of these drivers, also from some new entries. And also in this case, we had 3 races without safety car. We know that Imola is a very challenging track, so we cross the finger and we hope to have a very nice race at the end of these 30 minutes.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Mr. Raffaele Gianmaria, yes, certainly a posto, former racing driver of note himself, as we've mentioned in the past. A great career, the Italian GT champion. one-time Ferrari Formula One test driver, Formula 3000 racer in Europe in the early 2000s, now working with the Automobile Club of Italy, basically instructing, training these young future Grand Prix stars. That is no exaggeration. We've had 8 drivers from the Italian F4 Championship graduate to race in Formula One, including the original champion, Lance Stroll, back in 2014. Lando Norris raced with us in 2015. Jack Doohan, Mick Schumacher, who was narrowly beaten to the 2016 title by Marcus Siebert as the PHM cars. Reno Francot and David Cosma Christopher lead the field out of pit lane onto this formation lap. Zhou Guanyu, Gabriel Bortoleto, Ollie Behrman, the 2021 champion, and Andrea Antonelli in 2022. Luca Dono speaking with Laura Cola.
So a very good season and more international.
Yes, this season is the best season. We verified until now 200 drivers with a very strong season. And another plus is the country with have in this championship with 27 different countries. This is a very world championship.
So what we can expect from this last weekend?
The place is open and it's possible to attend different driver. Is a very strong race until Sunday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Luca De Dono, the president of WSK Promotion. This is the 20th anniversary season of WSK Promotion World Motorsport. As we welcome Andrea Dupé back to the field in car 5 for the Prema Racing team, the first ever WSK International Series race, 2006 La Conca Murolacese World Circuit in the south of Italy. The original champions, the late great Jules Bianchi for the Maranello kart team in KZ1, and Valtteri Bottas winning in Formula A 2 decades ago. The 20th anniversary season of WSK Promotion World Motorsport, as the cars out onto a sunny circuit for the moment. The formation lap for race 1. The Viola Formula Racing team. You are watching Ludovico Busso, one of just 3 Italians in the National Series. The Viola Formula Racing team, the driver from the south of Italy, the team from the north, from Torino, a city which will co-host the 2026 Winter Olympic Games, along with Milan Cortina in the north of Italy. That is where the Viola Formula Racing team is on. Also, the Crown Motorsport team as well. 12 teams, 39 drivers. This is Alex Powell in car 41, who is 4th in the championship. Didn't have the best run in qualifying yesterday. 2 fabulous victories at Mugello. Just alluding to Mr. Rafael John Maria's remarks, we had the E4 championship race at Paul Ricard just a couple of weeks ago. 3 races, over 278 kilometres, 48 laps, incident-free, not a single safety car. Let's hope for the same here this weekend as the cars go down through pit lane. Here is Alexander Bondarev just behind Sebastian Weldon. Salim Hanna, the Colombian, his Prema Racing teammate. First of the Maffei Racing team drivers, Nathaniel Berabi, the Swiss Venezuelan in car 22. Maxim Rem. Hopefully this is just a practice start for the young German. For the German team has stopped. Looks to be down into Variante Villeneuve. The exit of Tamburello. Phil Strange goes into pit lane just ahead of Dante Vinci. That's Elia Weiss, the sole entry for the Crown Motorsport team. Fresh off his test with Porsche in the Formula E World Championship at Tempelhof in Berlin just a couple of weeks ago. We'll be hoping for a much better run than he had at Mugello. The sun is shining here at the moment. Just repeating, there is a threat of a torrential thunderstorm sometime during the day. This is Maxim Ram back up and going. Is not really up to full racing speed though, or formation lap speed. Coming out of Curva Tosa. Now accelerates. This is the young German. For the German team, ACI Racing, who move into second place in the series with Gabriel Gomez. A warm morning here at Imola, the home of the Emilia-Romagna Formula One Grand Prix, host venue of the 1980 Italian Formula One Grand Prix. Anna Budner for ACI Racing, concerned for her young German driver, 71. The only time the Italian Grand Prix was not held at Monza, the same year that Moscow hosted the 1980 Olympic Games. And then, of course, the San Marino Formula One Grand Prix from 1981 up until this year, with a couple of breaks in between. The Emilia-Romagna Formula One Grand Prix. This is Elia Weiss, second generation racer, the German. His mother, Claudia Herken, former German GT champion. Monaco historic Grand Prix champion, recovering after a frightening crash 3 decades ago in the Monaco Formula 3 race, well before her son was even born. Winner of the Dubai 24 Hours. Elia Weiss for the Crown Motorsport team. This is Alexander Bondarev, the Williams Jr., the Spanish residing Ukrainian, who slots into grid 4. Kin Nakamura Berta, grid 2. The Real Racing team at the bottom of your screen, waiting for their sole driver, Luca Vistoriano, who was one position off the podium, a career best 4th at Monza in the 3rd round of the championship. The sun shining here for the moment for race 1. Round 5, the 2025 Italian F4 Championship, presented by WSK Promotion. You are watching Kabir Anurag, who is about to pull up to the 7th row of the grid, the Lamborghini Huracan, at the front of this 39-car field. The Imola circuit, which first broke ground back in 1950, just 5 years after the end of World War II, and one of the most famous circuits in the world. Always a popular stop for the Italian F4 Championship. As you look at Bart Harrison, who had a podium, unfortunately did not actually stand on it at Monza. Post-race penalties into the night in the 3rd round of the series. Put the Brit into P3, his best result in the series. 39 cars make their way around to the grid. Gabriel Gomez to start on pole position alongside the championship leader, Kin Nakamura Berta. Also the fight for the Rookies Championship. Salim Hanna, 212 points in the rookie race. Newman Shi, 177. Marcus Sata, he's the 3rd rookie in the 2025 series, on 144 from Artem Severukian. And Dante Vinci, 5th rookie, on 125 points. A tremendous sight here at Imola, part of this ACI Racing Weekend, also including the Formula Regional European Championship. Speaking of the rookies, let's hear from the young German, Phil Collins-Trench.
Phil, you continue your rookie year with the AS Motorsport team, and here, first time for you here in Imola. So, are you ready for this race?
Yeah, I'm quite ready. I'm hoping to gain some positions throughout the race because the field is very tight, and also in the long runs and the training we saw that we are very good in the long runs, and yeah, let's see where it goes.
Thank you.
Phil Collins-Trench, the sole entry for the Slovenian AS Motorsport team, starting back on the 15th row of the grid. One position ahead of the Techno race driver, the Southern Italian Francesco Coppola in car 87. Not technically a rookie after racing in the Italian FX4 series in 2024. We'll try and get a word with Francesco Coppola. In fact, here he is speaking with Laura Cola.
So first year for you two in the Italian Championship, first time here in Imola. So are you confident for this race?
Yeah, I'm very confident. The car is perfect thanks to my team Techno Race. We'll go to have a fun race, go to improve our pace.
Perfect.
Bravo Francesco, numero 87, Techno Race, a lot of support for the third Italian in the field. Emanuele Olivieri, the first of which. Second is Ludovico Busso. And Francesco Coppola, who starts back on the 16th row of the grid, in fact. Just behind Phil Strange, there is the Krem Motorsport car. To the right, let's hear from the Ukrainian Alexander Savinkov.
Alexander, so are you ready for this first race? Are you confident?
Yeah, it's been tough qualifying. Honestly, not the best result in qualifying. But I mean, in Mugello went from 31st to 12th, so I think we already know what to do.
Good luck.
An up and down year thus far for Alexander Savinkov. Dual nationalities racing with the Ukrainian flag for the RSGP team. Starts a position just behind Francesco Coppola, directly behind Phil Strange. As we take a look at the grid now, Gabriel Gomez starting on pole position, courtesy of that time last night, 146.368. Second is his championship leader, Kin Nakamura Berta, his Prema teammates, plural, 3-4, Salim Hanna and Alexander Bondarev. Row 5 sees the American Sebastian Weldon and Reno Francot, who was grid 1 for much of qualifying, right up until the dying stages. Monza, race 3 race winner Newman Chi, and Max Popov flying the flag for the Van Amersfoort racing team, celebrating half a century in motorsport. The top Italian, also for RSGP, Olivieri, alongside Maxim Rem out of 10, Alex Powell out of 11, and Andrea Kostic, who had a career best P5 in the E4 Championship at Paul Ricard just a couple of weeks ago. Grid 13 sees the Singaporean Kabir Anurag, the Englishman, alongside, that's Bart Harrison, the first of the two Ukrainians, David Kosma-Christopher and Enia Frey for Jensen Motorsport, behind his English teammate on the grid. And he starts out of grid 16. Luca Samalisto from outside Tampere, 200 kilometres north of Helsinki, the Finn. He's alongside the Australian Dante Vinci, Andrea Dupe. Welcome back to the young French driver alongside the Argentine Teo Schropp out of grid 20. Luca Visoriano, 21 in 11, the second Romanian. David Walter, Kirill Kutskov, the Mafia Racing teammates. And from Varsavia or Warsaw in Poland, out of grid 24, Alexander Ruta, who had a really strong reign previous time out at Mugello. Emily Cotti, P25, she was actually 14th for much of qualifying yesterday before being pipped right on the line. Marcus Sata, Artem Severuk, Bader Al-Salati, also for Jensen Motorsport, those two drivers. The Qatari ahead of the Mexican, Javier Herrera. Phil Strange, who spoke to Laura on the grid just a few moments ago, as did Francesco Coppola. They are 30 and 31 on the grid. Alexander Savinkov, the Ukrainian, out of grid 32 for RSGP. Guy Elbag, also for the French team. He is alongside the French driver for Viola Formula Racing, Arthur Lorimer, Cornelia Okutska, and the Sicilian Ludovico Bosso, back on grid 36 for Viola Formula Racing team from Torino in the north of Italy. Peyton Westcott, the Californian, Nathaniel Berraby for Mafia Racing, and out of grid 39, Elia Weiss, who did not set a time in qualifying yesterday when an electrical wire cut fuel to the engine, and he just simply rolled to a stop on the start-finish straight, I should say, was narrowly avoided by Francesco Coppola at barely a centimetre at well over 200 kilometres an hour on that curve, which is in the middle of the straight, which is actually, well, nonsensically actually has three corners in it. Does the main straight here at Imola. A few moments away from the start. The 1 minute board goes up. Nice to have your company wherever you're watching us around the world for round 5, 2025, the Italian F4 Championship, the 12th season of the world's most competitive junior car racing series, presented by WSK Promotion, celebrating 20 years in world motorsport. Gabriel Gomez to the right of your screen. Kin Nakamura Berta to the left. The field snaking back behind the three curves that are on the start-finish straight. It is a deceptively fast track. We'll keep you up to date with the top speeds. Max Popov in qualifying yesterday, clocking 244 kilometres an hour. Still not quite eclipsing the time or the speed of Aurelia Nobels, who recorded 252.3 kilometres an hour back in 2023. The green flag flies. Gabriel Gomez sets off on the formation lap, second in the championship, alongside the championship leader. There is Kabir Anorak, David Cosman Christopher behind, Andrea Dupé. There's Luca Vistoriano. Look for another strong showing from Kirill Kutskov, 31, the 2023 World Kart Racing Champion. One of two world champions in the field, the second of which is the championship leader, Kin Nakamura Berta. Winning that title at Campios in the south of Spain. Marcus Sartor, incidentally, was sixth on that same day 4 years ago in the OK Junior World Championships, the race which Kin won. He is the championship leader. We'll take a look at the point score. Kin Nakamura Berta, 213 points from Sebastian Weldon, Gabriel Gomez, both tied for second in the series on 154. Alex Powell, 113 points, and Olivieri on 94 points. The field come out of Acqua Minerale up to the highest point on the circuit. 35 metres of elevation on this 4.9 kilometre, 3-mile circuit. Olivieri going through. Maxim Rem, who is back underway after bizarrely stopping on the formation lap, the outlap in fact. Maxim Rem to start out of grid 10. The German for the German team, ACI Racing, 12 teams in the series, 39 drivers. There'll be 13 next year as we welcome the Trident team, champions in the Formula 3 World Championship in 2023 with Gabriel Bortoleto, who finished third in the F4 series in 2020. And of course, they won the title, the final corner, the final lap last year with Leonardo Fornaroli, the Trident team, to make their debut in the Italian F4 Championship in 2026, taking the provisional team count to 13 and counting for next season. This is the 12th season of the world's most competitive junior car racing series. The reigning champion, Freddie Slater, racing this weekend in the Formula Regional European Championship, the series which he is leading, surely marching towards a debut in the Formula One World Championship not too far into the future. There's Popov in car 3. Olivieri, Maxim Rem in 71 just behind. The breeze is actually picking up here. It is blowing. It is a headwind down the start-finish straight. The slipstream will be critical as you look at Gabriel Gomez. He will start pole position, a 1:46.368 in qualifying one yesterday. Second in the series, tied on 154 points with the American Sebastian Weldon. David Cosma Christopher from Bucharest in Romania, the first of the two Romanians. The team's watching on down in pit lane, trying to get a view on this 4.9 kilometre circuit. Still the sun is shining for the moment. Still the Apple iPhone weather app, maybe it needs a software update because it is showing the threat of a thunderstorm before the checkered flag waves in half an hour's time. Andrea Dupé, welcome back to the young French driver. After an incident at Mugello, was unable to complete the weekend. Just hopefully can get that visor back down with the tear off. Car 5 for the Prema Racing team. Gabriel Gomez to the right of your screen. Do Brasil on pole position. The championship leader to the left of your screen. Gabriel Gomez to the right for the first time here this weekend at Imola. We race and Gomez launches off the line. Salim Hanna races up the inside of his Prema Racing teammate King Nakamura Berta. Here's Sebastian in the middle of the circuit. Prema Racing cars 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. But it's Gabriel Gomez who leads into Tamburello with a nice lead after just 3 corners for the first time. Another electrifying start from the Singaporean Kabir Anurag. Hanna, Bondarev, King Nakamura Berta. There's Sebastian Weldon. Good start from Reno Francot as well. Frustrated after not taking pole position in qualifying yesterday. They're going 2 wide, they're going 3 wide. There's Maxim Rem fighting with Andrea Kostic coming off a career best at Paul Ricard in the E4 series. The Serbian just a fortnight ago, trying already to break inside the top 10. Look at the lead from Gomez. Second in the series, first on the first lap of the first race here this weekend at Imola. As the field go down into Aqua Minerale for the first time. Fabulous start thus far. 39 cars in the world's most competitive junior car racing series, the 2025 Italian F4 Championship. Race 1 of 3, round 5 here at Imola. And it is the boy from Brazil, Gabriel Gomez, who leads. Vistoriano making a place. Going by David Walter, there's Busso and Lorimer, the Viola Formula Racing drivers. The lead is almost 1 second after just 1 lap back to the Colombian, who is also the first rookie, remember. And he's Salim Hanna, King Nakamura Berta, first in the championship, back to P3. Vistoriano on the outside, wheel to wheel, but David Walter from Denmark for the Mafia Racing team holds off the second Romanian for the moment. Vistoriano gets the run, gets the slipstream. On the inside, on the outside, no, the Viola Formula Racing drivers. Their teammates have broken the golden rule. They've come together. As Weldon holds off Cosmo Christopher for the moment. Arthur Lorimer and Ludovico Busso bring out the safety car for the first time. Can you believe this? We'll try and get a replay of what has happened. The French and Sicilian teammates for the Viola Formula Racing team bring out the safety car before the end of the first lap. The lead, which was well over 1 second from Gabriel Gomez, evaporates. Also an incident, we believe, for Elia Weiss, the Sol Kram Motorsport team driver. Lorimer and Busso have come together on the opening lap of the race, the 2 teammates. The team from Torino making their debut in the Italian Championship after winning the Formula 2000 Italian Series last year. Andrea Viola, former Formula Renault champion of Italy himself, former racing driver, now team owner. What a tough start to the weekend for the team from Torino, just south of the Swiss border in the north of Italy, on debut in 2025 in the Italian Series. The teammates have come together. Gomez is the race leader, but it is the safety car, the Lamborghini Huracan. We'll get a glimpse of that magnificent supercar in just a moment. It is actually leading the race. Gomez is the first race driver, though, as the field come down the highest part of the circuit, down through Tosa. On lap 2, Hanna in second, Nakamura Berta third, Bondarev, Weldon, Reno Francot. Race control officially noting, I'll read this to you, contact between cars 35 and 29 in turn 18. You can see right there, it's the entry to Rivarza 1 has been, well, for the moment, noted. Yeah, we've noted it as well, as has Andrea Viola. Down in pit lane, helpless. His cars have completed not 1 lap in the first of 3 races here this weekend. 1 has already been removed. Arthur's car still on the exit of Rivazza 1. This is Gomez, so we'll check the order for you. The Brazilian who scorched into the lead from pole position. Salim Hanna up into P2 from Keen Nakamura-Berta, the championship leader. Bondrev, Weldon, Francot. Ludovico Il Siciliano walks back to the pits, and that looked to be Arthur in the background. They're not walking together. That is ominous. On the bright side, glass half full, as David Cosma Christopher flashes by in P14 in car 13. There looked to be minimal damage, at least, to both the yellow and green machines down into Rivazza 1. So Reno Francot in P6. Newman Chi is the third rookie, P7. Olivieri Powell's made a great start. Alex just flashes by at the bottom right of your screen in P9 from Maxim Ram. Kostic, Popov, Harrison, Cosma Christopher, Enia Frey, and that was Dante Vinci. Fifth in the rookie championship. He's the fifth rookie. He's in 16th outright from Anurag, who after that great getaway dropped back a little bit ahead of Theo Schropp. Andrea Dupe and Luca Vistoriano. Phil Strange goes through. That's Nathaniel Berraby. So a relatively quick safety car intervention. Gomez will lead away as the field come out of Curva Tosa and climb the hill. And we'll go back green at the end of this one. -3 drivers. We're getting word from race control that Elia Weiss has also retired. Car 39, we believe. Lorimer and Bursa. We'll just confirm that. We'll look out the window here in our studio to see if Elia Weiss has come around, in fact. This is David Cosma Christopher, car 13 in position 14, the first of the two Romanians down into Acqua Minerale. The mineral water corner. The sun still shining here at Imola, race 1 of 3. Round 5, 2025, the 12th season of the world's most competitive junior car racing series. Oh no, under safety car, no! Surely not. Cornelia Olkutska with severe damage to the front right. The graphic at the bottom of your screen still showing safety car in this lap. Not for much longer. That graphic has been removed. Under safety car has gone around and into the back of Elia Weiss. Well, if the German wasn't out already, he certainly will be in trouble now. Cornelia Olkutska under safety car. The unforgivable sin, the two teammates coming together. Or perhaps that's even worse, crashing under safety car conditions. So the safety car does not pull into pit lane at the end of this lap. Cornelia Olkutska into the back of Elia Weiss, who was in fact still circulating. But now the German with severe damage. Even more so for the pole, Cornelia Olkutska. She's out. So another lap. We thought it was going to be a quick safety car intervention. There's the front wing being dragged off. Quite a few €1,000 in that marshal's left hand. There's Cornelia. The long walk back to pit lane to explain to team bosses Denny and Chris Murphy what has happened there at virtual walking speed under safety car conditions. Well, the Lamborghini Huracan being driven by Mr. Federico Caridi to keep a consistent speed between 60 and 80 kilometers an hour. So the crash could not have been at a speed greater than that. Indeed, they're eclipsing that in the recent Tour de France. Some of the cyclists reaching well over 100 k's an hour on the downhill descents, and they were doing much less than that, as they're doing now behind the Huracan safety car. We'll get a glimpse of that in a moment. Now we're being told that Mr. Federico Caridi will pull into pit lane in that, the Huracan. Of course, it's a Lamborghini. You can hear it go by. Manufactured in Sant'Agata Bolognese. not more than half an hour's drive from here in Motor Valley. Kornelia Olkutska out. So this time the safety car will pull into pit lane. There's Emily Cotti going through. One-third race distance completed. Gomez from pole position from P1. Salim Hanna in second place. Kin Nakamura. There's Sebastian Weldon, who is in P5. The field gum down through Tosa. It is Gomez. Hanna, Nakamura, Bondarev, Weldon, and Reno Francot. So the Prema Racing Team 2, 3, 4, and 5. But it is us racing in position 1. This is Peyton Westcott, who has avoided the carnage. The Californian at the back of the pack, right behind the Finn, Lucas Samalistol. The Brazilian down into Rivazza 1, second in the series, first in the race. Tied with Sebastian Weldon, second in the championship. That order will surely change by the end of this race. Kin Nakamura, the championship leader in position 3. Salim Hanna, who's the top rookie, but it's Gabriel Gomez from P1, accelerates out of Rivazza 2. And the green flag flies once again, and we race green here at Imola. Gomez from Hanna. Nakamura, Bondarev, good getaway. As we see Reno Francot all over the back of the American Sebastian Weldon. Cosman Christopher in the background on the back of Bart Harrison, trying to make his way through on the Englishman. Through Tamburello, already another great start from Gabriel Gomez. Before the safety car came out, his lead was 1.2 seconds. He's pulled out 3 to 4 car lengths already on Salim Hanna. There is Nakamura, Bondarev, Weldon, Francot, Newman Chi, Olivieri, and his R-Race GP teammate. That's the Jamaican, Alex Powell, Maxim Rem in P10. Up the hill on lap 5. If you're just joining us, the two Viola Formula Racing teammates, Ludovico Bosso and Arthur Lorimer, coming together on the opening lap of the race, eliminating themselves. And Kornelia Olkutska, she was out after crashing into the back of Elia Weiss just a moment ago. This time the German has definitely retired the Crown Motorsport car. Anodag on the back of Vinci, the Singaporean on the back of the Sydney Sider. Gomez, P1, the gap half a second. Better restart now from Hanna, but needs to defend from his teammate Kin Nakamura. As we see Ram gets sideways at the top of the hill. Anodag trying to get the toe. David Cosmo Christopher, Vinci, Frey Harrison just ahead. The gap 0.4 of a second. You can see Salim Hanna, as they race across the line, is within slipstream range, as is Reno Francot on the back of Sebastian Weldon. The Dutchman on the American. Just behind, it is Newman Chi from the People's Republic of China, as Francot pulls out of the slipstream, drives it down the inside. And the Dutchman takes the American, who critically loses a position, fighting for the championship, tied on 154 points coming into the Imola race. He falls back to P6. Gomez, who is equal second with the American, is in P1. The gap, just 0.2 of a second now. Great drive from Salim Hanna. The top rookie, Kin Nakamura, just behind is Alex Powell. In the early stages of this race, it's the fastest lap, a 1:48.218. Gomez leads. Rem, Kostic, Popov, Harrison. There's Bart, the Englishman. So easy to pick out the Singaporean. Kabir Anurag. The Pink Machine, the Alpine F1 junior driver. Second year in the series for Kabir Anurag. As the field exit. Come up to the highest part of the circuit out of Curva Minerale, Acqua Minerale. This is Tosa, and they race down into Curva Rivazza. Sideways just behind, quite spectacular. From Teo Schropp, the Argentine in 21. And now Gabriel Gomez starts to accelerate, turns in perfectly. High-speed setup for this deceptively quick circuit. As you look at the fastest driver on track thus far, the Mercedes-AMG Junior Alex Powell, who's in P9. His R-Race GP teammate just ahead. Bondarev, you get a close-up view of the Williams Junior, the second rookie who will start pole position for race 3 tomorrow morning. For the moment, the Spanish-based Ukrainian is in P4. Front got on the charge. Sebastian under attack. Here comes Newman Chi over the back of the boy from Florida in the United States of America. Francot looking to take another Prema Racing driver. The team from Vicenza are running 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 6th with Sebastian Weldon, and 7th of course with Newman Chi, Olivieri, Powell, Ram, Kostic, Popov, Harrison and Enya Frey. This is Francesco Coppola getting the run, running into very slightly car 24, which is Javier Herrera, the Mexican who already had lost the front wing. Marcus Sata, left rear puncher into the gravel, the Norwegian who's 3rd in the series, off the road, crashed down into Tamburello. Guy Albag has come together with the driver we were just watching, Javier Herrera. Marcus Sata into pit lane as well. Won't go a lap down because the safety car comes out onto the circuit. Guy Albag, Javier Herrera have come together, bringing out the safety car for the second time, frustratingly here this morning. This is Olivieri, head of Powell, Ram, Andrea Kostic, who's just outside the top 10, Popov, Harrison. We'll try and bring you a replay of what happened in just a moment. It is car 44, Guy Albag, who's had a tough run in 2025 in more ways than one. Look at the damage. Guy to the left of your screen surveys his car 44 for R-Race GP. Javier Herrera, this is what happened. So it's coming down the hill out of Curva Piratella. Herrera, this was Marcus Sata as well. So Sata goes on by. The exit of Tamburello, in fact, it was. So thankfully it looks more spectacular than the damage actually was. They're parked into the gravel. There is damage. The Mexican and the Israeli both out in Tamburello in race 1 here at Imola this morning. The rear wing of Guy Albag's car actually still on the car. So the tyre barrier has done its job. Javier Herrera from Mexico and Guy Albag from Israel out. Joining the list of retirements, Marcus Sata has rejoined and has not gone a lap down. The final runner down in 33rd position. So a frustrating race here this morning, but Gabriel Gomez is still in position 1. Second safety car intervention. You can see Teo Schropp with the visor open, taking in the view and the fresh air here on the first weekend of August. Round 5, 2025, the Italian F4 Championship. Guy Albag's car still in the gravel. Great work for the team, from the team here at Imola. Herrera's Gensa Motorsport car has already been taken behind the barrier. So this, again, hopefully will be a quick safety car intervention. Herrera's car off the circuit already. And the crew who worked the recent Emilia-Romagna Formula 1 Grand Prix, not to mention the World Endurance Championship for the hypercars. Speaking of which, there is the Lamborghini Huracan safety car being driven here this weekend by Mr. Federico Caridi, the safety car driver a supercar in itself, not a hypercar. They were racing in the World Endurance Championship here at Imola, the WEC back here at Imola in 2026. Maxim Rem goes through. Emilia-Romagna, Imola off the 2026 FIA Formula One World Championship calendar. Or is it? Let's just say some tracks still need to be built and there's an awful lot of work to be done in the next 12 months. Alex Powell, car 41, behind his Italian teammate, Emanuele Olivieri. Frustration for both the R-Race GP drivers who are quick as we go into the final third of the race. Have not been able to show it just yet. There are 6 Prema Racing drivers ahead of them. 5, in fact. Hunter in P2. Nakamura Berta, P3, still the championship leader. Bondarev, Weldon, and Newman Shi with Reno Francot, the Dutchman, who won a Paul Ricard in the E4 series. At least one more lap under safety car conditions. Reno Francot with one of the few clean green laps. Fastest on circuit, a 1:47.695. This is the Dutchman who won in the E4 Championship at Paul Ricard in the south of France a couple of weeks ago. Another lap under safety car conditions, the final third of the race, hoping to go green next time round. Gomez, who has led from pole position from the start. From Salim Hanna, Nakamura Berta, Bondarev, Francot, Weldon, Newman Shi, who is still the third rookie, the driver from the People's Republic of China, who won outright in race 3 at Monza. In round 3 of the series, Powell goes through in 41, Olivieri in 68. Hoping the graphic appears on your screen imminently. Safety car in, not yet, but it won't be far away because Guy Albag's car has the field go down into Tamburello. Guy's car has already been dragged off to the side of the circuit. Popov goes through. He's in P12 from Bart Harrison. Safety car in this lap. We do go green. That is fantastic work from the team here at Imola. World class. You can see Tamburello, the corner which was modified in the aftermath of that very dark weekend 3 decades ago. A very dark history. It is now no longer the same with a chicane in the middle of it. You know what happened on the first day of May 1994, and indeed 2 days prior to that. The field climbed the hill. It is Gomez to try and sprint to the checkered flag. The safety car to pull into pit lane. Salim Hanna. There's Max Popov goes through. Salim in second, the top rookie. The second rookie is Bondarev, P4, and Newman Shi, 7th outright, and the third rookie. Vinci, Dante, also in the rookie title race. This is Reno Francot, the fastest driver on circuit, but the Dutchman frustrated with the safety car interventions thus far. He's in P5. Reno Francot, who gave up a promising career with PSV Eindhoven, had a potential career as a pro footballer ahead of him, and now is hoping to line up in the FIA Formula One World Championship, as are, let's be honest, most of these drivers in the years to come. Some of them will make it. We've already had 8 graduates from the Formula 4 Italian Championship in the years gone by racing in the FIA F1 World Championship. This, the world's most competitive junior car racing series, but frustratingly, this morning much of the race has been led by the Lamborghini Huracan safety car. It is about to pull into pit lane. It has already. The green flag is flying now on the start-finish straight. Gomez is the race leader. He dictates the pace. Just reminding you, they cannot pass until they cross the start-finish line. Gomez goes now. He accelerates. Good getaway from Brazil. From P1, from pole position. The German team here at Imola lead once again. Gomez races across the line. Nakamura Berta on the back of his Prema Racing teammate. The green flag flies and we sprint to the checkered flag. Watch Francot. as Nakamura Berta trying to take Salim Hanna. There's Sebastian fighting with his Prema Racing teammate Newman Chi. Reno Francot, red and white cars ahead and behind. Nakamura Berta and Salim Hanna, they fight. They're now joined by Bondarev as well. Powell goes through, takes Olivieri, the R-Race GP teammates. Gomez leads once again. Gabriel Gomez, who won the Formula Winter Series to start 2025. Leading nicely, the red and white machines from Gricignano. Outside of Venice in the north of Italy, split by the Dutchman Reno Francot for the PHM Racing Team. The RSGP drivers in the background, Kabir Anurag running ever so slightly into the grass. Look at Gomez. He's racing away from Hanna. Nakamura Berta, Bondarev, who's under attack from the Dutchman. They go down the field into Acqua Minerale. Sebastian on the back of Newman. Reno just ahead. Gomez leads. The gap is almost 1 second. Around at the top of the hill, Andrea Kostic was helped at Tosa, and the Serbian, who was just outside the top 10, has been turned around. The yellow flag flying, he's well off the racing line. Kostic will rejoin, but way down at the bottom of the field as Kabir Anurag for the second time in this lap goes wide. And this time the consequences are a loss of at least 10 to 12 positions. The Singaporean, who was in P17th, will drop right back, almost to the back of the pack. Gomez leads by almost 1 second to the Colombian. So the South Americans first, second, and the championship leader from the land of the rising sun in third place. Team RA's GP 8 and 9, Maxim Rem in P10. David Walter in the background with Kirill Kutskov, the Maffei Racing teammates. There's Walter going through. This is what happened just a few moments ago. He was helped big time, Andrea Kostic. And this will tell us by who. I dare say it was a driver from the Kings England. It was certainly a Jensen Motorsport car. Kabir Anurag went off coming out of Tosa earlier in this lap. This time into Rivatsawan. And the Alpine F1 and Junior Academy driver into the gravel has rejoined way down at the bottom of the field as Emily Cotti stops on the infield of Tamburello. Emily Cotti, who was in great form yesterday in qualifying this 39 car field. She was in P14 outright for most of the session. Emily Cotti, though, has stopped seemingly at the entry or the exit of Tamburello. Hannah, meanwhile, has closed the gap to 0.6 of a second to Gomez, who controls the pace. This is Maxim Popov, still a position outside the top 10. Gomez, Hannah, and the championship leader on your screen, 51, Ki Nakamura Berta. The leaders go by just as Nathaniel Betterby in the background exits pit lane after a quick pit stop and immediately is showing the blue flag, does do the right thing. And you can see Salim Hanna closes in on the back of Gomez. Emily Cotti, it's a double waved yellow. On the exit of Tamburello, you can see Salim has closed in on the back of Gomez. The drivers from South America, 1 and 2. Salim Hanna has to defend, though, from Ki Nakamura Berta. His teammate, the championship leader, just getting large in the mirrors of car 88, Gomez, with slight breathing space as they climb the hill out of Tosa, Piratella, and Acqua Minerale. Max goes fastest to 47.370. This is down into Acqua Minerale. This is the championship leader, Ki Nakamura Berta, who is surely thinking about the championships, surely thinking about keeping it on the road there. Just picked up a little bit of gravel as they now race up into the highest part of the circuit, the high chicane, Alta Variante, and then drop 35 odd meters down to the start-finish straight. The RA's GP duo go on through. Powell in 8, Olivieri in 9, Maxim Rem still in P10. His teammate, Do Brasil, still in P1. This is Maxim. Concern from the ACI Racing team on the outlap where he slowed and actually came to a stop. But now he's back underway. Inside the top 10, his teammate crosses the line. There was 1 second in it. This is the final lap of the race. He timed that perfectly. With 1 second to go, we clicked over 30 minutes. So Gabriel Gomez is on the last lap of the race. 2 safety car interventions. Has withstood the pressure from the second South American and 5 Prema Racing drivers. You can see the red and white machines. Second, third, fourth, and 6th with Newman Chi, and 7th with Sebastian Weldon. Gomez goes into Tosa for the final time. Sebastian launches down the inside of his teammate. Weldon tries to take Chi, who won't be intimidated by the Andretti Jr., the 2 teammates. Newman Chi, nice racing between the 2 teammates, respect. And Newman holds off a frustrated Sebastian for the moment. Weldon in 98 in P7. Gomez, the gap is out to 0.4 of a second. The championship is not over yet. He came into this the 5th of 7 rounds of the 2025 championship. Tied second with Sebastian Weldon. He'll move into a clear second now. 59 points behind Kin Nakamura Berta. That gap will reduce because Gabriel Gomez into Rivazza for the final time. You know the famous words you're about to hear because he's got 1 corner remaining. Race 1, round 5, the 2025 Italian F4 Championship. And the checkered flag is about to wave. Victory goes to O Menino do Brasil. Gabriel Gomez, the boy from Brazil, now moves into a clear second in the championship. And the South American for the German team wins here at the home of the Emilia-Romagna Formula 1 Grand Prix. Gomez takes victory here at Imola this morning. Hana, the South Americans, 1-2. And Kin Nakamura Berta, an intelligent drive thinking about the championship. He's home in P3. Gomez wins again. The 2025 championship is not over yet. A classy drive after taking pole position. Just reminding you, Gabriel Gomez will start from pole position for race 2 this evening as well. He wins again in 2025 to move into a clear second in the championship. Hana in second place. And Kin Nakamura Berta, P3, still P1 in the championship. So Gabriel Gomez drives back to pit lane with the victory, just checking out the rookie point score, or the rookie result, I should say. Salim Hana takes the rookie race win. Bondarev, P4 outright, the second rookie. It's an all-Prema Racing team. Rookie podium, Newman Chi, the 3rd rookie home in P6. Gomez wins again. The first of 3 races here at the historic Imola circuit. The threatened thunderstorms. Well, it seems as though the Apple iPhone needs a software update because the weather app was predicting a downfall before the end of the race. That did not happen. It is a sultry, humid morning here. And the South Americans 1-2. Gabriel Gomez wins race 1 here this weekend. Salim Hana in second. And the first rookie, Kin Nakamura Berta, the championship leader from Alexander Bondarev. Reno Francot in P5 from Newman Chi. Alex Powell, Olivieri, the RHGP teammates. Maxim Rem and Sebastian actually crossing the line in 10th ahead of Popov, Cosmo Christopher, Harrison, Vinci. Great recovery for Andrea Dupé to finish in 15th place after a tough run last time out at Mugello. Peyton Westcott, Andrea Kostic finishes in 31 behind the Californian. Some consolation for the Serbian, who finishes with the fastest lap of the race, a 147.288. This is the championship point score, 228 points to Kin Nakamura Berta. over Gabriel Gomez on 179 and Sebastian Weldon 155, third in the series. Galera do Brasil assistindo, essa vitória é para vocês. Gabriel Gomez vence here at Imola this morning. That's the end of my Brazilian Portuguese, but so many of you waking up very early in South America. A South American 1-2, Gomez wins again to move into a clear second in the 2025 championship. We'll start from pole position for race 2 again this evening. Will make his way up to the podium, Gabriel Gomez. Following in the footsteps of so many of his countrymen. We remember Gabriel Bortoleto racing tomorrow afternoon in the Hungarian Formula One Grand Prix, finishing third in the Italian series just a couple of years ago before taking the FIA Formula 3 and Formula 2 championships. Gabriel Gomez, the race winner, is in pit lane, speaking with Laura Cola.
So an important victory for you, a tricky race with so many safety cars, but a really excellent restart management.
Yeah, it was a very tricky race, I mean, because so many safety cars. So it's very difficult to manage the safety car restart. And then was a little bit of pressure from Salim Hanna in some laps behind me. And then I managed to do a little bit of gap, but then was a double yellow flag, so I need to slow down again, and then they closed the gap. And then, yeah, by the end we managed to do a good race, to be honest. The pace was very good through the whole race, and I'm very happy with the victory now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The highlights of race 1 here at Imola this morning. Gabriel Gomez from pole position with a perfect getaway, rocketed off the line. Salim Hanna on the inside second row of the grid as the outside became the inside, and the second South American took his Japanese Prema Racing teammate to go P2 into turn 1 in the opening stages of the race. And then the safety car was brought out for the first time when the two Viola Formula Racing teammates, Arthur Lorimau and Ludovico Bulso, broke the golden rule. The two teammates came together. Cornelia Olkutska locking up and running into the back of Elia Weiss under safety car conditions. Gomez led away after an extended period behind the safety car. Salim Hanna closing the gap down to 0.4 of a second. And then this, the second safety car incident. Javier Herrera and Guy Elbag out into Tamburello. And the safety car made its second appearance of the morning. The green flag and the sprint to the checkered flag. Gomez managing the race nicely as Kostic was helped at the top of the hill. But the checkered flag came out, and the boy from Brazil wins again here at Imola this morning to move into a clear second place in the 2025 championship. After the first of 3 races here this weekend, the 5th of 7 rounds for this year's series. Ken Nakamura Berta stands on the podium, still as the championship leader. Salim Hanna, the Colombian, in second place. Do Brasil, Gabriel Gomez. A great pleasure once again, Mr. Giancarlo Minardi, who has spent the best part of his lifetime watching thousands of racing cars go on track around the world, and particularly at this circuit. Formula One team of his own name from the mid-1980s to 2 decades ago presents the trophies to third place Ken, second place Salim, and Gabriel in P1. Gabriel Gomez with victory in race 1 will start from pole position for race 2 this evening. Moves into a clear second in the series behind the driver to the right of your screen, to his left, Ki Nakamura Berta. Thank you for watching. We'll see you for race 2 from Imola this evening.